know that feeling, right? That hot, rising sensation when someone just pushes your buttons? That's anger, and we all feel it. But what happens when it grabs the steering wheel? Well, the consequences are often hidden, and they can be a lot more damaging than you might think. So let me tell you this great story from a TEDx talk. It's about an elderly couple. One night, the husband is feeling pretty guilty, and he turns to his wife and asks her this. He's just amazed at how she can stay so cool and collected when he completely loses it. And her answer is just perfect. It's hilarious and, yeah, a little horrifying. But it's also this brilliant metaphor, isn't it? The real damage from our anger isn't always the loud, obvious stuff. Sometimes it's the quiet, unseen consequences that really get you. You get the picture. Come on, let's be real here. Every single one of us has had our own toothbrush moment. We've all been there. It's a totally universal feeling. But the bigger question is why? What is actually going on in our heads that makes us lose control like that? Well, it turns out this isn't just about you being a hothead or having a short fuse. It's not some deep character flaw. Nope. It's actually wired right into our biology. So before we can even hope to control it, we kind of need to understand the science behind the blow-up. And here's the crazy part. Your brain, my brain, our brains can't really tell the difference between a real physical threat, like a tiger, and an emotional one, like a snarky email from a coworker. As trial lawyer Jefferson Fisher puts it, the second you feel attacked, this ancient alarm system just takes over. It's pure biology. In those moments, your brain is literally being hijacked. Your rational thinking just goes offline. All it cares about is survival. That snappy comeback you just have to get out, that's the fight response kicking in. That overwhelming urge to just walk out of the room or hang up the phone, pure flight. It's an automatic, primal reaction. So, this biological hijack, it's not just an uncomfortable feeling that passes. It has a real, tangible cost. Every time it happens, it chips away at your influence. It makes it harder for people to hear you, to respect you, and to connect with you. It's a big deal. And this breaks it down perfectly. First, there's emotional leakage. That's when your frustration just spills out into your tone of voice or your body language, even if you're trying to hide it. Then you've got defensive communication, where you start hearing attacks where there aren't any. And finally, you end up in reactive communication. You're no longer leading the conversation, you're just reacting to the other person. You've basically handed them all the power. Okay, so if this biological reaction is automatic, what are we supposed to do? We can't just stop the feeling from showing up. The secret isn't to suppress it, it's to process it. Think of it like building a little factory inside your mind. A pipeline specifically for your emotions. And this image just nails the idea. See on the left, that's the raw, messy emotion coming in. If you just ignore it, it piles up like all that junk on the side. But if you guide it through this processing pipeline, look what comes out the other end. Clear, focused, and useful action. So how does this factory actually work? It's really just 3 simple steps. Step 1, awareness. Just notice the feeling. Don't fight it, don't judge it, just see it. Step 2, naming. Give it a label. Is this frustration? Hurt? Am I feeling disrespected? Be specific. And finally, step 3, bodily sensation. Where is it in your body? Is your jaw clenched? Is there a knot in your stomach? Doing this pulls you out of the reaction and into an observer role. All right, so that's the internal game plan. But what about when you're in the thick of it? When someone's words are right there in your face and you can feel your blood starting to boil? How do you win the fight? By actually not fighting. This right here might be the most powerful and practical tool you have before a single word comes out of your mouth. Not a defense, not a witty comeback, nothing. Just take one deliberate breath. That pause isn't for them. It's for you. It's you taking back control of your own nervous system. I mean, look at this. It lays out the 2 paths so clearly. On the left, you've got the reactive road. That's our default setting, right? Jabbing back, making it worse, letting the emotion just run wild. But on the right, that's the controlled response. That's a choice. You use silence, you try to understand, and you stay in control. One path burns bridges, the other one builds them. So you've taken your breath. Now what do you say? You pull out a question like this. It's so good because it's not an attack. It's a mirror. You're just calmly holding up their words and asking them to look at them. It's an incredibly powerful move that shifts the focus back to them, making them think about their own impact without escalating anything. And ultimately, all of this comes down to one crucial shift in your mindset. Are you walking into this conversation with something to prove, that you're right and they're wrong? Or are you walking in with something to learn, with genuine curiosity. Because one of those is a dead end, and the other is where real progress happens. So here is where we land. The next time you feel that heat rising, remember the toothbrush. Remember that your brain is being hijacked. And remember you have a choice. You can go down that easy, reactive path and risk the hidden consequences, or you can choose the harder, but way more rewarding path of processing. It's the difference between being a slave to your emotions and being the master of your own life. The choice is always yours.